Hello everyone, welcome to Pelvic Mama. I'm Casey and today I have for you yoga for pelvic floor relaxation. This class is safe for all women, including those that are pregnant or postpartum, and we are going to be using a little prop. So I've got a pressure point ball. If you don't have one of these, grab yourself a tennis ball or any kind of little ball that you might have lying around the house. I do want you to make sure that you're really warm for class today. So if you're somewhere cold, grab yourself a jumper, grab yourself some socks and get your mat and let's get started. All right, so we're going to start lying down on our backs. And we're going to begin in a half happy baby pose. So from here, just get situated. Just feel your back pressing down into your mat. And then go ahead and bring your left leg up. So the sole of your foot is going to be facing up to the sky. And then you're going to grab the outer edge of your left foot. If this feels too intense, I want you to grab the back of your leg instead. And then what you're doing is you're just pulling your knee, or not pulling, kind of guiding your knee out to the side and then down towards your mat as well. So you're going to feel that quite strongly through the back of the leg, through the inside of the groin, through the front of the hip. All that goodness is happening. Now what you can do is you can stay with this right leg bent. If that feels good for you, you can let the knee drop out to the side, or you can straighten the leg, but that does intensify the stretch. So I want you to just be really mindful of what feels good in your body. And then we're just going to hold it here for a few breaths. And now that you're in the position, I want you to bring your awareness to your pelvic floor and really notice what is happening. So what I find when I practice pelvic floor relaxation classes, and we're talking to so many students, is that there's this kind of habitual tension that's happening. We're so used to creating tension in our core and in our pelvic floor that we're not even aware that it's happening. And that's okay. It's not a problem. The problem is when we're not aware and then we can't make changes. So what you're going to do, you can bring your hand to your lower belly and just notice what's happening. So I find even with that awareness, the tension still happens, and it's like this constant reminder, relax, relax. So I find it really helps to focus on your exhales, and with each exhale that you take, you can just try to soften your muscles a little bit more. You can feel your back pressing down into the ground. All right, we're going to switch sides now. So you're going to bring your right leg up and we're going to do exactly the same. Just bringing your knee out to the side and down. And I will say that you'll see that my knee is nearly to the ground. It's just because I have a lot of flexibility in my hips and that's, it's not good or bad. So if your leg is more up like this, or you need to grab the back of your leg, that's perfect. All right, so bringing your hand onto your belly again and just noticing if that tension is occurring. And with each breath, you just mindfully try to soften your muscles. And it can kind of be, it's a difficult thing to have that mind-body connection. So don't worry if you're kind of thinking, I'm not sure if that's happening. And just stick with it, keep practicing it, and you will start to feel that release when you consciously allow it to happen. All right, guys, let's come out of that stretch. So what I'm going to get you to do now is to take your right knee out to the side. You can let it drop down. If this doesn't feel comfy, go and grab yourself a pillow. Pause the video, go grab yourself a pillow. And you can prop that pillow under your leg. And then you're going to take your left leg and cross it over. Yeah. And it's kind of different for everyone. Maybe this knee is drawing out to the side. Maybe it's rolling in. you kind of just feel around where feels good for you. You'll feel the stretch on the outer side of your hip predominantly. And then I want you to bring your awareness once again to your pelvic floor and your core area. And just notice what's happening. Is there tension? Is there a clenching sensation? And just allow your sacrum, your back, to soften into your mat. You know, we hear a lot about the importance of strengthening our pelvic floor, which of course is absolutely necessary, but the relaxation side of our pelvic floor can kind of be forgotten. And in fact, pelvic floor muscles that are too tight is actually a very common thing for women, and it causes all kinds of unwanted symptoms. So if that's you, well done for making that step to nurturing your body, doing what you need to do. It's not always easy. All right, you guys, let's switch on over. We're going to drop the left knee out now, grabbing that pillow if you found that comfortable, and then bringing your right leg over. And once again, just letting your pelvic floor relax. You might even notice now that it's sort of naturally relaxing more than that first stretch that we did. That's how I'm certainly feeling as we just practice and allow our muscles to release. We'll take a couple more breaths here. You know, the thing with pelvic floor work, not all pelvic floor work, but certainly with the relaxation side of it, is that it doesn't look as though much is happening. You know, it just looks like we're lying on the ground taking a nice stretch, but actually so much is happening internally. All right, I'm going to get you to release out of that stretch. Roll over to your side, and we're going to go ahead and sit up. So I want you to grab that ball that you're using. And then there's kind of a couple ways you can do this. So I'll talk you through this first way. This is my preference. So you're going to have your left leg bent as such, and your right leg is going to be up like this with the foot flat on the ground. So your butt's going to be up in the air, at least your right butt cheek. And then you're going to grab the ball and you're going to place it underneath you. Now this requires a bit of trial and error, or not really error, but kind of like a bit of moving around until you find the right spot. You can also do it with both legs crossed, if that feels better for you. I'm going to do it with both legs crossed, actually. That feels better for me today. Yeah. And then you just want to find the right spot. So the ball isn't on any bones. It's like right by the perineum. And you'll sort of know you've got the right spot because you will feel, it will feel like a pressure point, if that makes sense. You know, you'll feel a little bit of tension, maybe a lot of tension. Maybe you find it's just absolutely too much. And if it is, I want you to place your hands on the ground or your fingertips, and you can lift yourself up, and then you determine the amount of pressure that you're putting onto that ball. And you can move around a little bit if you need to and find some different kind of tight spots. And then I want you to focus on downward pressure, downward energy. Well, not really downward, just grounded. rooted, so you can feel your sit bones on the ground, you can feel your feet on the ground, your shoulders are relaxed, and then you're able to bring your awareness to your pelvic floor more and just soften into that. All right, we're going to switch on over to the other side now. So just taking your ball and placing it to the other side, and then finding that spot again. You know, if you're not feeling much of anything, then you just move around a little bit until you find that spot. And then remember, you're determining the pressure. If it's too much, just lift yourself up a little bit and ease your way into it. You can close your eyes and just take a few breaths. And you even might find the muscles like kind of, like doing this, like tensing, relax, tense, relax, tense, relax. That's okay as well. Just keep encouraging your muscles to relax. You might find that you need to ease off and then gradually just sit down a little bit more, just to kind of, ease your muscles into it. Be kind to your body. We don't want to shock our body in any way, because that can have adverse effects. All right, a few more breaths here. All right, we're going to come off the ball now, place it to one side and take a nice butterfly stretch. So your feet coming together, knees out to the sides. We're going to wiggle our sit bones so we're nice and upright. If you find you want a pillow here, if your pelvis is not rotating forwards, grab a pillow, sit up on it, and then we're going to inch our way forwards, drop our head down, and just take a few minutes to be still here. Again, just coming into the pose, noticing what's happening in your pelvic floor. I noticed just then that I was clenching. Just that habitual sensation again. And then as you notice, you can relax it. All right, we're going to make our way up and take one final stretch today. So we're going to take melting heart. I want you to bring your knees apart as wide as your hips, and then your hips and your knees are more or less stacked on top of each other, and they're going to stay like that. So your bum's going to stay up high in the air, and you're going to stretch and lengthen your arms forwards, and then bring your forehead down to the mat. Now I want you to let your belly go here. So yes, so many of my classes we're not doing that, but today we are. You're just going to let your belly go. Let your chest melt down, drop down towards the mat. Softening your body, being aware of your breath. We'll take a couple more breaths here. And then we're just going to make our way up and out of that nice stretch and make our way to a seated position. Thank you guys so much for joining class today. I really hope it helps. If you haven't already subscribed to my channel, please do, and go and have a wonderful day. I'll see you for class next time. Bye guys.